So welcome back to the Dork Mother. I haven't been posting a lot because of quarantine and lacking ideas, but back to my good old tried and true movie reviews. Now, about a week ago, so 6 days ago because today is Thursday and it came out last Friday, Netflix dropped a new rom-com called Love, Wedding, Repeat. If any of you are a fan of British TV and movies, then this is definitely the flick for you. Or if you're looking for just a general, run-of-the-mill rom-com, also this is for you. For me personally, I watch a lot of British TV and movies, so like it was a big deal. Sam Claflin, who was in as Finnick in the Hunger Games. He's also made us cry in Me Before You with Amelia Clark, where he was quadriplegic. And then you got Olivia Munn, who I'm not personally a fan of. I feel she's kind of like, in her TV movie, seems kind of full of herself, which she's a beautiful woman, don't get me wrong, but I mean, be a little more humble. I don't know, she has this kind of air of, I'm better than you. And then you got Frida Pinto as a ex-girlfriend of Sam Claflin's. You got Eleanor Tomlinson, who plays his little sister, the one who's getting married in the movie. And if anybody watched Poldark, she played Demelza, Ross's wife on there. You got Joel Fry, who was on the British sitcom Plebs, and then he had a smaller role on Game of Thrones. JackFarthing, who was also on Poldark with Eleanor Tomlinson and kind of played her husband's, I don't know what you call it, arch nemesis on there. And then you got Tim Key, who plays Sydney, who has a lot of the funny, awkward moments. And then you got Aisling B, who is a stand-up comic and does a lot of sitcom type stuff. And she has actually a show, it's called This Way Up on, I want to say it's on Hulu, but it's kind of like examines like the awkwardness of like late 20s, early 30s, dealing with mental illness. It's very realistic, but it has its funny moments. But yeah, so let's get into it. Okay, so straight out the gate, I wanted to root for Eleanor Tomlinson's character because, she's the bride, she's getting married, whatever, but straight out the gate, she puts you in this, you identify with Jack, aka Sam Claflin's character, because, as the big brother, he wants to please her. Their parents, it's never out and out said, but pretty much it sounds like their parents are deceased. So, he has to be the papa bear, the big brother, all that, and it really seems like she uses that to her advantage. Straight out the gate, JackFarthing plays her ex, or fling, or whatever he is, and he shows up drugged out of his mind and tries to ruin the wedding because he's in love with her, which you come to find out later she had sex with him a few weeks beforehand, and at that point you're like, cannot root for her at all. You don't want her to go through with the wedding. She goes through with the wedding and doesn't tell her new husband about any of this. But anyways, Sam Claflin, she asks him to drug the ex. Well, that's where the whole theme of the movie comes in, whereas destiny and the different, like a butterfly effect, like if one thing goes wrong, then all these other things can go wrong, or if this one thing happens, then all these other things can change. And so it gives you different scenarios, like I said, the repeat in the title of the movie is the sister gives him sleeping liquid, like sleeping drops that she's been taking to deal with the stress of the wedding, which I think the stress was that she felt guilty for having sex with somebody who wasn't her fiance, but nonetheless. Anyways, he goes and puts it in the cups at the table because everybody has a seating arrangement. Well, some little kids come in and mess it all up and rearrange the seating. So it ends up at the first scenario, the best man of the bride, which is played by Joel Fry, he gets drugged, and he is an aspiring actor. There's a movie producer there. He tries to go about talking to that guy, but he's got so much sleep medication in his blood that he's like all messed up. So that doesn't work out. And then Jack, aka Sam Claflin, gets sat next to his ex-girlfriend Frida Pinto, who's there with her new boyfriend, or has been her boyfriend for a while, but he's so jealous of Jack that he constantly talks, is trying to get her to tell him why Jack's better, or this or that, and the fact that Jack has a big wiener and all this stuff. Anyways, So that scenario and that plays out, that Olivia Munn's character is a friend of Jack's sister, the bride, and they had had a moment a few years before that where they almost kissed, and they had this, epic, like, love at first sight situation, and he did not have the balls to kiss her, and therefore it never worked out. And his plan is to make it happen this time now that he finds out she's single. Well, guess what? Things don't go according to plan. Okay, so then the second scenario, and they kind of do a montage of all the crazy things that happen with each scenario, but then it leads us back to the final scenario that they play out completely, where Jack himself gets the drug and ends up offending Olivia Munn's character because she's talking about how her mother passed away, and he seems to be so bored that he falls asleep. Well, we know as the audience that he took sleeping medication unbeknownst to himself. So yes, there's some funny scenarios that happen with that, where he tries to get Joel Fry's character to stick his fingers down to start making puke. Funny stuff. Like I talked about the Sydney guy, he wears a kilt to the wedding, and traditionally you don't wear any undergarments under kilts, so he gets a lot of chafage, has some awkward moments with that. Good comedy. The constant struggle of trying to keep JackFarthing's character from outing her at the wedding, and saying that they slept together. I feel like a lot of moments, Sam Claflin was channeling Hugh Grant, 1990s style, like Four Weddings and a Funeral, Notting Hill, that that very confused British, I'm really, really handsome, but I'm really, really awkward, kind of thing. So I give him props for that. I like his movies anyway, so he doesn't have to channel Hugh Grant for me. But I'm not going to give you a whole breakdown of the movie, just say there's some very funny parts. The best man character, Joel Fry, and Aisling Bees, he starts off where she's very, he doesn't want to talk to her, she's very clingy, he wants to avoid her, and by the end, they're practically dry humping on a couch. Like I said, I like her in other stuff, so I was very excited to see that she was in this. Like I said, not going to give you a whole rundown of everything that happens. Like I said, even after this was over, I still wasn't a big fan of Olivia Munn. I mean, the character herself, is not a bad person, and she doesn't have a bad attitude or whatever, but like, I don't know. I can't get behind her as an actress. I mean, I don't know. You can make fun of me all you want, but I watched the movie The Predator, which came out, I think, in 2018, and she was in that, and she didn't bother me, but I wasn't focused on her. I was focused on the aliens, the predators themselves, so whatever. But for those of you who always say in movies that they always have the older actor and the younger actress, in this case, Olivia Munn is 6 years older than Sam Claflin, so take that, guys. Haha. But yeah, so all in all, I enjoyed it. It's something I'd watch again. It wasn't like one of my favorite rom-coms ever, but then again, it falls into the British category, and I love me some British rom-coms. So overall, I enjoyed it. On a scale of like 1 to 10, 10 being my all-time favorite, I'd put it at like a 5.5, maybe a 6. I mean, it was enjoyable. It had its funny moments. Seeing Sam Claflin get hit in the nose by Frida Pinto, very funny. But yeah, so 6, but I'll give it a 6. We'll give it a 6 out of 10. Okay, so like I said, love, wedding, repeat, 6 out of 10. And like I said, the whole premise of the movie is how destiny and little changes in scenario can have a whirlwind effect of affecting your life, which, generally rom-coms don't have a bigger picture. They're just, this guy needs to fall in love with this girl needs to fall in love with this girl, this guy needs to fall in love with this guy, or whatever. But yeah, so, but yeah, this has been The Dork Mother. This has been my review of Love, Wedding, Repeat. If you like my reviews or would like to see other reviews, let me know, or check in my former videos and see if there's anything you want to see. But yeah, so thanks for visiting The Dork Mother, and please like and subscribe. Have a good day. Bye.